Today you join me not in the Solent, but I'm down on Chesil Beach. I finished, it's a Friday evening now, it's 7:15. I finished work. I had a phone call from Graham from Showcast and Danny Panther. Did I want to go out fishing this evening? And I said, well, I'm definitely not going to the Solent because the weed is horrendous. So they said, should we nip down to Chesil? So here we are on the big beach, and it is absolutely rammed. Unbelievable. We tried to go to the mark which I wanted to fish, but there's about 30 or 40 people there. So we've just come up a little bit further. We're going to give it a go this evening. We're not going to target a specific fish, but what I thought was I can show you. I brought all my garfish rigs and everything with me, so I can take you through that. I've got competition garfish rigs which I use when you have to have a lead on the bottom. I've got washing line rigs, so we can see if we can get some garfish and show you the techniques I use for that. The rods I'm using tonight, I've got my competition blackout with me tonight, and that's coupled up with the Banzai mono mag, and then I've got my trusted Naga, and that's coupled up with the Millionaire. To tell you the truth, it looks perfect. We've got a bit of an onshore breeze, but yeah, hopefully the 200 fluff chuckers will go, and then we'll have a nice quiet beach to ourselves. We're going to stay here probably most of the night and fish into the morning. That's our plan. But if the fishing is poor, obviously we will sack it. But cross fingers, we can get into quite a few species for you this evening. We've got a varying amount of bait. So yeah, Graham's on his way now. Obviously you can see Danny is set up there. Graham's about 20 minutes behind us. But what I'll do is now I'll finish getting this one set up as normal, and I'll turn you around, show you the rigs I'm going to use on the bottom rods, and then my third rod, which I've got, I'll show you the setup I'm going to use for garfish, scad and things like that, just to play around with. So as you can see, we'll run through it now. At the top I've got a little Tronics Pro float, so what that does then, it keeps it vertical in the water. And then coming off that, then I've got a little 2-foot snud, 15 pound silver carbon. There's the foam pop-up I like to use. It's a fine gauge size 6. So as you can see, that will hold it up in the water like so, through the water column. And then 2 foot away from that, I've got a 3-way glass bead again. Because you're not casting far, you don't need to have anything. I just got figure 8 knots in there. Exactly the same again there. And where we spoke about, then I clip my lead on. And I just got a little 4-ounce lead when I was fishing in the gutter. You can put a little bit of fish in there, see what's fishing on the bottom. But I like to put a little bit of worm in there because you can scratch around then, pick up a gurnard or anything in the gutter. So yeah, it's about 5 foot long altogether, but it's brilliant. I like using this over rough ground as well, so I can fish for your wrasse and that with the bottom. And then, because it keeps your line practically vertical, so it stops it laying down in all the snags. You just leave a little bit of a bowl line out, and as you can see, it sits like that perfect. And I'll fish for your gar, your bream, your scad, these 2 hooks, and then the bottom one, and you can scratch it down. Really good versatile rig, and good for match fishing because you've got to have a lead on the bottom. But yeah, so what it is, I'll bait this up now quickly, show them I'm going to do it, and I'll get that out, and when that's out, then I'll run you quickly through the washing line rig. But like I spoke about, I'll be making these in the upcoming weeks now in the house like I normally do. But yeah, quiet at the moment. I know Danny's been done with their feathering for mackerel. He's had about 5 or 6 mackerel. I haven't feathered at all at the moment. I just wanted to get him out and get everything set up ready. I know, but I've been watching people right the way down the beach because it's packed, and there's a lot of mackerel coming in. But cross fingers now, we can get into a nice gurnard, I fancy. I do like gurnard, very pretty fish. Well, Graham hasn't turned up yesterday. Must be driving Miss Daisy, or he's got in traffic. Yeah, it's beautiful. Something magical about Chesil Beach. I do like coming down here. Great, man. Nice to see so many people down here. Great. So what I'll do is now, I'll get this baited up in a minute, and I'll show you how I'm going to bait it up. And cross fingers, then we can get into a garfish or a scad. Ooh, probably a mackerel. There's loads of them out there. I can see them boiling by there then. Right, baiting up. As you can see, obviously that's going to be floating in the water, and then obviously my top snud's going to be fluttering. So what I've done is, Danny just brought down a freshly caught mackerel. Love him, thank him. And then I've taken a tiny slither, look, really thin slither of mackerel belly. Tried to make it very fish-like, look. And because I'm not going to be casting this far, I'm just simply going to hook it once like that, because it's only going to be about 20 or 30 yards out. As you can see, that will, in the tide, that looks exactly like a little bit of whitebait, and with the added traction of the foam. Same on the next one. Try and get it, because they're not going for scent or anything, so you want it really light and take all the guts out of it. But really, you're just fishing with the skin. Same again, as you can see, really thin. It's just skin, really. It is. There's no flesh or anything on there. You want to try and keep it as buoyant as possible. And my bottom's not done. I'm just going to put there it is, the hook. I go. A little bit of ragworm, just to have a little scout about what's in there. Sometimes quite a bit. Often you pick a mullet up in the gutter on the bottom one. Done that quite a few times. But this is a good match rig, you know, especially for scad fishing in darkness. Bog standard in, I just got a little worm on there. What it is, I get that clipped up now. I'm using the Banzai multi-tip here, because that's really sensitive and perfect for this type of fishing. The weed looks a bit better now, so I'll be casting that out now about 30 or 40 yards. And cross fingers, we can get into a scad in the car. But yeah, that's the tactics I use, match fishing for garfish and scad and that, because obviously the matches I fish, you have to have a lead in the bottom, and that rig perfect. So I'll get that out now, and cross fingers we can get one. Right, that's my garfish and scad rig out there now. Cross fingers, I can pick them up. It's a little bit difficult, it is. I've had to stand there because the weed. Because obviously I'm only fishing 30 yards out, and the weed is coming down from left to right. You have a patch when there's no weed, and then you have a patch which is weed. So it's been quite difficult at the moment. So what I'll do is now I'll quickly run you through what I call the washing line rig. Probably one of my favourite garfish rigs. And this can, when the garfish are on, you can pick them up quite quickly on this. This is not fixed to the bottom at all. So all this does is floats on top of the water, and then, as you said, it's a washing line. So it's like a big massive washing line across the water. To cast it, you have to have a weighted float. I've got the Tronics Pro 10 gram one here, and it comes down to 30 pound fluorocarbon. Get it off. Like I said, I will be making it, like explain it a bit better at home rather than on the beach. They put on the rig winder, keep it nice and tidy, and it just handles. Because it's so long. Right, that's off. As we said, it's called the washing line rig, and I've got it off here now. So on one end, like we said, we've got the weighted float, and it comes along to fluorocarbon. Then I've got a three-way bead, and coming off there's 10 pound fluorocarbon, and then there's a size 8 hook. And then 3 foot away from that, I've got another three-way bead, and another 10 pound fluorocarbon with a size 8 hook. And exactly the same there, and a three-way bead. And then it comes to here, and this is what clips onto your rod. And that's a little Tronics Pro glass float, and then that clips onto your rig. So what you do is then you're using the weighted float to cast it out, and then it sits in the water like you said, like a big washing line, and then that will keep one side afloat, and then that will keep the other side afloat, and it just drifts along with the tide. And then, as you can see, you just got three baits. I put normally, let's say again, mackerel belly on it, and you got that suspended across the water. Can be absolutely deadly for them. You know, loads of times when I've allowed to use this in a match, you pick 3 garfish up straight away. Cracking rig. It's hard to show you here because it is so long, probably about 10 foot long. You can have them up to 15 foot long. It's whatever your choice is. But yeah, this is probably my favourite garfish rig. I will be making it in the house and I can show you a bit better. But yeah, but that can be absolutely deadly and good fun actually. When you see the garfish taking and jumping out the water, it's brilliant. Now Danny's had about 10 mackerel here, but the bottom rods have been quite slow. We're about an hour now before bottom water. I expect to be I reckon just before low water we should pick a couple up, and then when the flood then, but it's going to be perfect in darkness, fishing the flood dinner. Cross fingers we can get into some ray in that. But yeah, I thought we would have been into, well, a lot of people have left now. A gentleman just today walked past and fair play, give all his bait to Danny, nice man. But he said he's only had a few bream and a couple of mackerel in it. But cross fingers, once the light goes out now we can get into something big too. Oh, as you can see, that was a great bit of fun, that was. Obviously the weed had moved off so I could put the washing line rig on. I did drop one garfish, but then the mackerel came through. But as you can see, you know, I couldn't speak down there because of the wind. That's why I'm putting down now behind the beach, buddy. The wind is proper picked up blowing on shore. But yeah, that beats further in. I must have had 15 mackerel left. Just flicking out the washing line rig, you know, having 1 2s. But that's much better fun than just standing there lashing the water with feathers. But believe it or not, these are the size of the mackerel I did show you that I was catching. And look at the size of this monster. Look, that one came along. I need to weigh that. That's probably the biggest one I've caught in a long time in the UK. That's a right fat one. Normally get those in Norway. I'll try and get the comparison now. That's your normal standard. There's a difference between those two. That was a great little fight done well on the washing line rig. But yeah, look. Yeah, I'll give that away now. That's probably the biggest one I've caught for a long time off the shore. But yeah, that's great fun now. So what I'm going to do is now, because the bottom rods have been slow, but that's what I always talk about, you know, people come to a beach and they just chuck 2 rods out. And, you know, if it is quiet, try something else. Like, but there, I had a great fun half hour with, you know, catching mackerel and that. But it was quite funny. I was watching Danny up there casting feathers out to the horizon. And, you know, and I was just casting 30 yards and watching the floats go under and watching them boiling for it. It's great fun. But what I'm going to do is now, I'll sort those out, put them into my cool box. I'll pack away the garfish rod now. And then I'm going to concentrate now on the bottom rod because we're just losing the light, as you can see. So cross fingers, we can get into some fish in darkness. A bigger baits will be good on now because I definitely want to see if I can target the ray in that. But yeah, that was great fun, that was. But I hope you can see now the washing line rig, and in the upcoming weeks I'll make it in the house and see if you can use it, because believe it or not, it is great fun. As you've seen just now, just before the lights went out, we had a shoulder scad came through, and it was 3 scads, every single cast it was. So we packed up for about half hour, me and Danny did. I think Danny's coming up here now. And we just had a bit of food and a drink and recharge the batteries because you couldn't get the lead to the bottom. You just cast out and then straight away before you put it in the stand, there was 3 scad. So we had a bit of an half-hour break. Come in, Dan.
Yeah, you alright?
Yeah, come in. You can get him there. So Danny's just walked up now, and the lights have gone out now, Dan. But that was madness, then, wasn't it? With
the old scad and that, you know. I just my rod just folded over in half and nearly took the rod stand over and that, and I reeled in, had a pout on the bottom of it, so I'm guessing a conger or something.
Yeah.
Hit it. A little bit of excitement, but you know, I've had a couple of small pout now as well. So.
Yeah. I've just gone big now, that's what I was going to tell everyone. So what I've done is now, I've taken off my scratching rigs. I got a locally caught squid on my Naga, and the blackout I've got double sand eel and some of that fresh mackerel we caught. But yeah, we'll settle down for the night now.
That's it, yeah.
I'm just going to go for a zoo creature.
Yeah, conger. Big conger. I reckon there's some big ones out there.
Yeah. What a nice ray. But yeah, that was madness just now, wasn't it? Just before light, there must have been hundreds of scad out there because it was unfishable.
I literally put baited feathers out and just lobbed out there.
Yeah,
as soon as I put the rod rest down, it was like mad. Taking off.
Yeah, it had popped up bits of squid for the bream, but it wouldn't even get into the bottom, and it was 3 scad downstairs. So we had a bit of a recharge of the batteries, a bit of food and a drink.
Yep.
And now we're battling down for the night. Yeah, cross fingers, we can get into a big zoo creature. I'm just going big, I am.
I've got one big and one just trying for anything.
Yeah. It's a beautiful night, isn't it? The wind's dropped off because it was an onshore breeze.
Yeah, if it stays like this, it's due to drop even more and spin round a bit, so that'll flatten it out a bit more.
Yeah.
It's a little bit lumpy, and there's a tiny little bit of surf, but
that's fine.
In the grand scheme of things, the only thing that's making it hard is the rafters of weed just in the gutter. They catch a line a bit, and they're dragging it down a tiny bit, but it's certainly nothing bad.
No. So that's us now. So what I'll do is now, that's the plan we're going to have. I'm just going to go massive. Danny's going to scratch on one rod and big rod. Yeah, but I'm just going all out for a zoo creature now. I've got a whole joey mackerel ready to go out next, and I'll probably put that about 30 or 40 yards out and see what happens. But I'll get back to you if you have any fish now. Oh, you just see me bringing that in now. That was my last scratching rig out there. The ragworm tipped with a bit of squid, and I got double sand eel in that one. But yeah, as soon as the light's gone out now, little whip. So what I'm going to do is, like we spoke about, I've got a whole mini mackerel there and a whole locally caught squid. I'm just going to go for a zoo creature because I don't want to come all the way down here and just catch little whips and that. I know there's a little pouting on the bottom. It wasn't, I just fell off and slid back in. So yeah, I'm not going to be scratching down now. I'm just going to go for a zoo creature. Big all night now. I'll go home otherwise, innit? But yeah, that's me done now. I get that little fella back in now, and cross fingers, we can get into a zoo creature. Yeah, Since I caught that strap conger, I put the whole squid on, like I said, and cast it straight out. I got my back to the wind at the moment. And there's a fish on it already. A lovely little tide pull coming through now. Just hope you're not going to get played with straps. Hope it's not another strap conger. May have to go down to the water's edge. Excuse me, I'll be back now. No, just as we thought, look, whole squid and another strap conger, a little bit bigger than the other one. But oh, I hope I'm not going to get plagued with these tonight down here. But I'll get him back now and get another bigger bait on and see if it's too big for one of these. Just had a lovely little bite on here. This is a whole squid at distance. Yeah. I haven't brought you back, it's just been strap after strap after strap at the moment. Most people are packed up. To my right, there was about 30 people. I think there's about 2 there now. I know Danny's just been plodding on, dragging, pouting in number there. But I've stuck to my guns and just got big baits, man. The issue with having, you know, it's quite a bit of weed. It keeps on getting stuck on the lead or not. It's Danny just, you can see him running down, chucking another 2 pouting in. Fair play to him, he stuck that scratching on one of his rods. But, oh. He gets stuck. There he comes. Oh, that looks like a codlin. Right, I'm gonna have to run down because I got a weed stuck in my leader now. But it looks like I got a codlin on. And I just see me winding that in. And honestly now, me and Danny thought it was a cod, but that is, right, you get out in properly. We just weighed it now, it's just under £3 pouting. That's definitely my PB. We thought it was a cod on a whole squid. That's a cracking pouting. I'm well made up with that. Because we've just been catching strap congers, as you've seen. And not very big ones either. But yeah, a whole squid. That's a right jumbo pouting, a right little fat one. I'm going to get him back now to see if he can go back. He's struggling a bit because he had an old squid out of him. But well made up. My PB pouting. Cracking, man. It has been quite slow, and most of the people on the beach have packed up. And because there were loads of head torches. I can only see 2 down to my right. And up to my left, there's a few people up with the Masonic. But yeah, loads of people have gone now. But we're going to stick it out. But yeah, well made up with that. A right jumbo pout. Oh, after you see me catching that big jumbo pout and made up about that, the issue we getting is now strap congers. There's loads of them. Look at the state of that rig. Yeah, but Danny's just moaning now. He just won't run in. But yeah, nearly every cast now is a strap conger, and they're just ruining the rigs. Look, that one's in a right ball. But yeah, like I just spoke about, most people are gone now. But I just spoke to Danny, we're going to give it another 2 hours. But this is not good when they're coming in like that. It's not good for the fish either, because that's wrapped up to the max. It's got hooks everywhere. But I get him now untangled, I get him back in, and cross fingers we can get a bigger one of these. All right, that's me and Danny. We have proper stuck it out, we have, and we've just been strapped to death. It's been hard work. Our baits are lasting about 5 or 10 minutes, and there's a bootless on it. And some of them, I don't even know how they managed to get a squid in their mouth. It's crazy. But it's been quite an enjoyable night. Me and Danny have had a good laugh. Still buzzing with my PB pouting. That was massive. Well pleased with that, and that massive mackerel I caught. But one thing I'm glad, I came down here now and showed you my different types of garfish rigs, you know, the match rig one and the washing line one, which I will be making on the channel. It was good for you to see I know I couldn't speak down there because the wind was blowing a gale, but you could see how I was using it. And it's great fun. It saves you, you know, beating feathers out for 50, 60 yards and winding it back in. You can just go down there and have a bit of fun using the washing line rig. And as you've seen here, you can catch loads of mackerel. You know, I was keeping up with Danny and he was feathering, but that was really enjoyable watching him coming up and take it. I did miss one garfish on it, but it's so much fun that is, rather than just beating feathers in the water. But we are going to pack up now. I've packed one rod away. I've got one rod still out there now, and 9 or 10 times I'm going to wind in the bootless. But that's Chesil for you. You know, you come down here some days and it's brilliant. But we've caught a lot of fish. I know Danny stuck to match fishing on one rod, and he's just been dragging pouting in and straps, and he's had a good laugh down by there. But like I said, I was just sticking out for a zoo creature, and for some reason, massive baits were catching bootlaces, and we've been laughing about it. I even put a whole mackerel out there, and I caught 2 bootlaces on a pennel rig. Crazy. But yeah, so I'm going to start packing everything away now. It's 3:30 in the morning. It's going to be in a good hour's drive for us to get back. And Danny's got to get up early in the morning. So, but I don't know where I'm going to go next. I'll try something different for you, see what other tactics I can try and catch a different species of a fish for you. And show the rigs I do that. Maybe do a bit of wrasse fishing. Yeah, I like a bit of wrasse fishing. But thank you very much for watching. And if I don't see you on the beach, I'll see you on the channel.